Mississippi putting it down. I'm the hottest round. I told y'all y'all can't stop me now. Listen to me now. I'm lasting 20 rounds. And if you want me, then come on get me now. Is you with me now? Then biggie bounce. I know you dig the way I switch my style.
This clip from the movie The Neighbors depicts the stereotypical views that most of the population has about fraternities today. Originally formed to create brotherhood and community amongst young adult men, fraternities have quickly progressed with the times. Today, there are many more dangers and negative impacts for the brothers. However, there are still benefits of fraternities as well. These conflicting views have ultimately created the controversy of their existence across college campuses. So is it brotherhood or beerhood? The first fraternity was formed on December 5, 1776, when 5 close trusted friends who attended William and Mary College met in the Apollo Room of the Raleigh Tavern in Williamsburg and formed the first Greek letter society in North America, Phi Beta Kappa. The secret society had made an oath of secrecy, a badge, mottos in Greek, an initiation, and handshake that we still see in fraternities today. By the mid to late 19th century, rapid expansion occurred. Over time, these groups began to develop deeper relationships and began to depend on one another. By the end of the 19th century, these groups still shared intellectual thoughts. However, they also began making time to organize parties, sporting events, and many other social events. By the 1890s, these fraternities graduated enough alumni who donated back to secure a house for the chapter. With this change, they went from being centered around the intellectual aspect towards the social and party scene. One of the major changes in fraternities is the people within them. Studies have shown that fraternity membership leads to potential development of hypermasculinity or hegemonic masculinity. Hypermasculinity is defined as an overemphasis and exaggerated adherence to the traditional male gender roles, often associated with aggression towards women and other men who violate the traditional gender norm, as well as heightened risk-taking activities. Hegemonic masculinity is a societal construct that conforms to the most accepted form of masculinity. This leads to more incidents of sexual assault and aggression. About 46% of sexual assaults on college campuses are by members of fraternities. Fraternity brothers are also 3 times more likely to rape than their peers. In fact, fraternity men commit more than half of all gang rapes. An example of this aggression is seen at the University of Texas, where 15% of women are raped at fraternities. The University of Texas president, Gregory Fenves, has stated, "One sexual assault is too many." But this poses the question, why isn't there a change?
With that fraternity death at Louisiana State University, a hazing investigation is underway after a freshman has died.
7, a Florida State University student from Pompano Beach is dead, and police are linking the case to a fraternity party in Tallahassee. The student was found unresponsive, and first responders were not able to revive him.
The Philadelphia Inquirer says surveillance video was shown in court of a Penn State frat party before a pledge died. Timothy Piazza died in February after a hazing ritual at the Beta Theta Pi house.
In October 2017, at Louisiana State University, an 18-year-old pledge named Maxwell Groover was forced to recite the Greek alphabet while being pelted with hot sauce and mustard. If he failed to do so correctly, he was forced to drink hard liquor. His blood alcohol level was 0.495, and he ended up dying in the hospital several hours later. At Florida State University, on November 3, 2017, a 20-year-old fraternity member named Andrew Coffey died after a fraternity chapter party from excessive intoxication. In February 2017, a 19-year-old pledge at Penn State's Beta Theta Pi fraternity died after a hazing ritual, which included drinking excessive amounts of different types of alcohol in a short amount of time. Jim Piazza, Timothy's father, stated, "This is the result of a feeling of entitlement, flagrant disobedience of the law, and disregard for moral values that was then exacerbated by egregious acts of self-preservation. This did not have to happen." In October 2017, the 10th Penn State fraternity was put under suspension. President Eric Barron has stated that he wants to preserve what is good and valuable about fraternities. So what is good and valuable about fraternities? While fraternities might have a bad reputation among much of the population, they actually have many positive influences on the brothers and communities they are a part of. The most well-known aspect of this is the charity and community service the fraternities take part in. In the 2013-2014 school year, the IFC raised $20.3 million for philanthropic causes, and the brothers served 3.8 million hours in their local communities. Brothers will do activities such as walking a mile in heels to raise awareness for sexual assault, or performing this unbelievable dance routine, which raised money for the Special Olympics. If fraternities were to be banned, a substantial amount of money and hours would be completely taken away from the communities. Another huge benefit of fraternities is the network and professionalism the brothers gain. There are 4.2 million fraternity alumni in the world, and through pledging and other professional events, real-world skills are gained. In fact, Greeks are 20% more likely to stay in school, allowing this professionalism to build and be accompanied by a degree. Also, through pledging and getting a bid, confidence is gained. Brothers are more comfortable and prepared for the job field. This leadership and confidence has resulted in 48% of presidents, over 40% of senators, and 30% of Fortune 500 executives to have been in Greek organizations. Lastly, there are many social benefits. Greek life is becoming much more diverse, allowing students to meet new people they may not have in the past. Also, a fraternity is an immediate friend group. The transition into college can be hard, but instantly being put with a group of like-minded people can help with this transition. With all the socials and friends made, joining a fraternity can help fight loneliness and depression. Fraternities can be the college family that result in friends for the rest of their lives. Listen to one recent initiate at Sigma Pi talk about his experience.
And you completely forget about being somewhere that is completely new to yourself. That initial feeling of wondering whether you're not going to fit in or not is gone within the first week or so of being on campus, because you're so focused on trying to prove yourself to the fraternity, trying to prove yourself to the sorority that you belong there and you want to be part of the organization, that you're just forget about being new. And at the very end, which is right now, I'm currently your brother, you have a group of people that care about you, want to be there for you, and actively care and actively want to be part of your life.
Clearly, there are many pros and cons to fraternities. However, where do we go from here? Many people have called for the total abolishment of fraternities, claiming the dangers and risks are too high. The problem is that fraternities will just move off campus, causing the schools to lose any control they may have previously had. At American University, for example, a secret underground fraternity, Epsilon Iota, was created and has still had multiple issues with rape and misconduct. The North American Interfraternity Conference would push back against the general public and schools banning fraternities. Some claim the government should get involved, but that poses an issue with their authority over private schools and states' rights. Ultimately, there is no right answer. Fraternities are too ingrained into the American college life for this to be an easy decision. These next few years are pivotal as we see colleges suspending fraternities across the country. But until we see a mass cultural change, we can expect to see more of the same.